They say, oh my god, how good is Tommy boy? Ooh, I sing you every time. Right. Transfer news after an amazing first half. Not that great of a second half, but who cares? The most important thing was the 3 points. Now we've got a massive international break to focus on, to enjoy AFCON. We've got Diawara against Dorbo. We've got Guinea against Gambia being played right now. Now, I want you to comment in the live chat, hashtag Gambia or hashtag Guinea. Are you backing Diawara or are you backing Dorbo? Now, speaking about Diawara, Diawara is linked to basically every single transfer market news from now on. Because what is happening is, Mourinho said, we looked at this in the press conference reaction, that he's not expecting anything else from this transfer window. If you ask me, I don't expect anything. If you ask Thiago Pinto, he probably doesn't expect anything, but he's going to still try and provide something else to Mourinho. I strongly believe that AS Roma's January transfer window is done. And to be honest with you, we've bought 2 players for a massive bargain and they're performing extremely well. But what I think is the topic we will talk about, which is obviously, a new midfielder hunt. I feel like something which needs to be put up there is that, we are seeing only midfielders being, linked with Roma. I'm not sure if this means Mourinho wants a new midfielder and doesn't care about the defenders. Because, frankly speaking, I do think right now the most important position to try and figure out is the defensive section and maybe buying a new centre-back. But, obviously that I can't do anything about it except for providing live streams. Thiago Pinto needs to do that. Mourinho and Thiago Pinto need to, he can maybe buy other players. But I just want to put out that I do think the January transfer window is done. And I think Mourinho expects this as well. Now, everything links with Diawara now, from now on. Because what is happening with Diawara is that Mourinho has made it clear, after giving him a few chances, that Diawara is out. Right? He's out of his project. We've seen Diawara play a few matches this season. We've seen him play the match against Bodo Glimt. We've seen him play a few matches in the Conference League. And then the last match he played was against Torino, because I was at the stadium, yes. He hasn't played many matches. I would try and give him more chances. But maybe there's something going on in training sessions which is not convincing Mourinho to pick Diawara. But basically, the transfer window now links with Diawara, because if we want to expect something else from this January transfer window, then Diawara needs to leave. And frankly speaking, if we want to see a good signing this summer, then someone has to leave. And the first name which pops in Mourinho's mind, which goes, yep, you can leave, is Diawara. So I think Diawara is a sort of key to buy a good signing. And I don't mind Granit Xhaka. Now, we will talk about Xhaka in a bit, but something I want to point out is that speaking about the transfer session, we have got, now, if there are any Roma fans here, new Roma fans here I should say, you probably don't know who Fazio is. Unless you're like into and you've been supporting Roma for quite a long while. Fazio is a defender, a Roma defender, who is, aka slower than a plant which doesn't move. He is very bad. He can't defend, and he is someone which is set to leave. Now, we are not seeing Fazio being called up by Mourinho, being played by Mourinho, because the second Mourinho landed in Rome, he just went, yeah, Fazio, yeah, no, just forget about that guy. And Fazio, didn't digest this really well. And he has caused absolute mayhem when it comes to Thiago Pinto, because he is not liking how Roma is treating him and is now ready to take this to court and speak about, legal and illegal stuff, and which I find extremely extremely useless because all he wants is money. All he wants is Roma to pay him to leave, which I think is very bad for, like, to see how he... I understand if you were like a legend for this club, but you were the most useless player, and he wants Roma to give him money, and he can leave. Right now, in these latest hours, though, Salernitana and the Serie A is one step away from signing Fazio, which is good for us because we don't need to pay him. And second of all, we can get rid of this guy, and we can get a few quid, not much, but at least 1-2 million out of it, which are always 1 to 2 million pounds, you know. So he's close to Salernitana. But today, what I want to talk about is Granit Xhaka. And this topic, this argument, this today's live stream, all starts in August. Actually, end of July. May, if we want to say it, because obviously Mourinho got appointed as Roma coach in May. Obviously, during May and June, start of June, Fonseca was still a manager. But basically, as soon as Mourinho became a Roma manager, he's been pointing his eyes on Xhaka quite many times. And I actually seen his performances at the Euros. Xhaka is an absolute leader of the midfielder. And just picturing that Xhaka that played the Euros next to Sergio Oliveira, seeing how he's performing right now, would be literally another brick in the wall. It'd be that good. It would literally give us those Nainggolan/Strootman deja vus, because that midfielder duo was amazing. You know, flashing a bit little, forwards, Xhaka did end up staying at Arsenal. Now, speaking about his situation at Arsenal, I think this guy is nowhere close to Arteta's project, and I think Arteta doesn't mind him leaving. And, he has played 13 matches, he scored 0 goals, he provided 1 assist, he had 4 yellow cards and 1 red card. And this is great news for us, because these records, frankly speaking, aren't that good. But, it's good for us because these statistics could push him away from Arsenal. And, personally speaking, obviously, it's me speaking, I don't mind Granit Xhaka joining Roma, because I can picture a great midfielder with him and Sergio Oliveira, and obviously having the squad depth now with Veretout and Cristante being substitutions. I wouldn't mind Xhaka. I think Xhaka is one of those leaders in the midfielder section which Mourinho really likes, and no wonder Mourinho's been pointing his eyes at Xhaka since the day he came. Things between Arsenal and Xhaka are not looking great. He's out of Arteta's project. Arsenal have got quite a few young midfielders under the names of Lokonga, and then they've got Thomas Partey, they've got Emil Smith-Rowe, they've got Odegaard, which are more attacking, obviously. But if I was Arteta, seeing all these great players, I would start them over Xhaka. Xhaka this summer wanted to leave. Then Arsenal convinced him to stay. I can see this happening. Now, I do think quite a good amount, substantial amount of money would be needed for this deal to happen. But because obviously Xhaka has renewed his contract with Arsenal this summer. But I do think that his desire is to leave Arsenal. His desire of being coached by Mourinho can pop things. And third of all, I think he is a perfect player at Roma. And I'm going to throw this out there. I think as forget the talent he has, but I think as a leader, as a midfielder leader, as, an aggressive player, I think he is more adapted than Kamara and Ndombele for Mourinho's style of play. I seriously think he has the perfect identikit for Mourinho. Aggressive, the leader in defense, which fights until the last whistle. That, over the course of these first half of the season, that is what Mourinho wants. And that is exactly why Diawara is being cut out of the project. That is exactly why Cristante and Veretout have now fallen beneath Sergio Oliveira, because Sergio Oliveira in these two matches has been absolutely everywhere, and he has shown us the spirit Mourinho wants, which is fighting. So I'm gonna throw it out there. It might be a massive statement, you might completely disagree with this, but I do think Granit Xhaka is better as an identikit, as a leader in the midfielder section than Kamara and Ndombele, which are the two other names which have been close to Roma. But I can officially say that right now, the 24th of January 2022, the Kamara deal is basically over, because there have been, Thiago Pinto has been trying and, contacting his agents. Mourinho's called him, given him several calls, but, the conclusions of that deal is that Kamara just wants too much money. He wants 5 million per season, which I think is a lot. And second of all, big clubs are interested in him. Now, I have read in these latest couple of hours that Manchester United are pointing their eyes on him. Obviously, they've got Fred and McTominay, they have to sort that out. And Kamara could, they could easily buy him with the amount of money they have. And, third, I think, bigger clubs are interested in him. And I know Newcastle, Arsenal, and Manchester United are all interested in him. And, we always say this, Roma can't compete financially and economically with these clubs. And plus the fact that Arsenal want him just puts to mind that they want another midfielder, and Xhaka is fallen beneath. Then obviously there was an option of Ndombele, but Ndombele since the very start was extremely hard. Obviously Roma would need to pay quite a lot of money. His wages are high, and third of all, he's not very close to PSG, and obviously, well, hands down, we can't compete with them. So I do think, what Anwin Badu says, Xhaka is average, Simon get Kamara. This is where I think I need to make myself clear. In these first 12 minutes, I haven't focused on the talent he has. The talent he has and the identikit he has, in my opinion, are two completely different things. I think, obviously, there are way better players than Xhaka when it comes to the talent-wise part of him. But trust me, I think as a person, as a leader, I'm saying, not as a player who will score an assist. I mean, presenting yourself. As a leader, I think he's perfect for Mourinho. And this is not something I usually say, Ndombele was a very good player, Kamara was a very good player. It could be argued that they have a better talent than him, but what I'm saying is that the identity this guy presents is, I think, ideal for Mourinho's style of play. I think it's his aggressiveness which makes things easier. So obviously Ndombele and Kamara have fallen down. Granit and Xhaka have risen up. I think right now, once again, another argument is, do we really need a midfielder right now? Because obviously this summer, we could get more money. Obviously, players will leave the club and we will get money from that. If we win some tournaments, I'm focusing on the Europa Conference League, if we win that, we will get some money. I think this is a deal which will 99% happen in the summer, if it will happen, because I think it's the time of period is more prone to it. But I do think that obviously selling other players, and I'm speaking of Diawara in particular, could help a lot when it comes to this deal actually happening and becoming reality. So I think, I'm not focused on the talent here, because if we want to speak about the talent, then if you look at the stats on the screen, he's been absolutely appalling. Yeah, forget the fact that he hasn't played much, but for 13 matches, providing 1 assist and getting 1 red card and 4 yellow cards isn't, as a talent-wise, number-wise, statistic-wise, it's not great. But what I've been focusing on this live stream is the identikit, because I have a feeling he's the perfect style of player for Mourinho. I'm going to repeat this, he's probably bored of this, but I think out of all the players, he might, as I said before, he might not be the most talented, but he is definitely the most ideal, we should say. And obviously, Xhaka, when it comes to, let me get something on, right? Where is it? Xhaka this season, obviously the last performance he had, it was the match show of the red card. I can't remember what it was, So as a leader, I think it would be. But let's speak about the needs, because right now in January, we have both the midfielder because Sergio Oliveira has been great. Not because he's a great player and he's transformed all that greatness into talent-wise, but I think it's because the squad depth has been improved. And Veretout obviously is someone we can rotate with. Cristante. I think if we were to buy someone else in January, I would focus on a defender. Because I think, it's just, we've got this problem of giving up and, lacking leadership in defense apart from Smalling. So obviously buying a new, I wouldn't say young player here. I would say an experienced player right now would be better than a midfielder. But this summer, obviously, more players will come. More than one signing will be made. And one of these will definitely be a midfielder. And Granit Xhaka and Florian Grillitsch from Hoffenheim have risen. And Ndombele and Kamara, Olympique Marseille and Tottenham have fallen down. So we've got a switch of plans. I want to just end this stream on the most positive note out there by reading you guys some statistics by Tammy Abraham. Now, let me get the photo because I found this on Instagram and it was absolutely amazing. Let me get it. Tammy Abraham. Right, there we go. Let me get it. Right, are you ready for this? Ending the stream on the most positive note out there. Tammy Abraham has scored 12 goals in his last 12 games for Roma. Since the start of November, only Lewandowski has scored more goals than him. And let me get one last thing. Where is it? There you go. 30 matches he played this season, 17 goals, 4 assists, no penalties scored, and he scored 12 goals in the last 12 matches, and from November, only Lewandowski scored more than him. Farmers compared to the Serie A. I'm not saying anything here. I'm just ending it on a brilliant note. Right, let's read some comments and then I'll end the stream. After Mancini's attitude yesterday and his performance lately, I say we need another centre-back. No room for that type of public display of animosity of your team. For your teammate, sorry. Especially when you're celebrating a goal. The sooner Diawara gets knocked out, the sooner he can leave. Oh, poor Diawara. Right, let's see. Let's see Gambia against Guinea. Because they're playing right now. So let me get it on. Yeah, there you go. You've called it. Diawara's losing 1-0 to Darboe. And yeah, he didn't score. But Darboe is winning 1-0. The AS Roma derby in the AFCON. Good signing, says Mingson. Ramba. He's good, but he does bad tackles, and that's what worries me. The important is centre-back, says Miss Purple. Kamara is too expensive. Go all in for Grillitsch and Naitan Nandez. Nandez is interesting, but many clubs in this area want him. He's been very close to Inter in these last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens. I don't think we need another mid. Naz will be free to play when Spina gets back, plus Pellegrini is back in a couple of weeks. We need a proper centre defensive midfielder. Cristante is not good enough. Will Roma get Boubacar Kamara? I highly doubt it, mate, to be honest with you. And yeah, logical fallacies is not likely. Man United will most likely get him. Right, lads and lasses, it's it for today's stream. Please subscribe if you're new. After that amazing performance yesterday, subscribe. And for daily content on Roma, daily news, transfer news, live watch-alongs, press conference reactions, and you'll not miss anything. So please subscribe, get this channel to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Like the live stream as soon as it becomes a video, and comment in the comments as soon as it becomes a video your impressions on Xhaka. Because I'll definitely read the comments, and follow me here on Instagram over there. Lower Score the Simon Show, and on TikTok, even